Hey lovies, so I thought it might just be a bit of fun for me to do a live blood analysis on myself, for you guys to have a follow along and post-COVID to see what my blood looks like. So I did this last week on day one of the virus, or day two of the virus, when I was at my worst, I would say, and it looks terrible. My red blood cells were extremely inflamed, which is what you would expect to see when you're sick with a virus. But my white blood cells were very active, which again is what you want to see when your body is trying to mount an immune response to fight a virus. So hopefully I can work out the camera maneuvering so you guys can see what my blood looks like. Normally you wear gloves when you do this, but I can't wear gloves on myself, can I? So I'm just going to use an antiseptic alcohol wipe on the finger, let that dry off. And then I'm going to stab myself, and ow, never gets any funner. So apologies to all you beautiful people who come and see me in clinic and allow me to stab you and get samples of your blood. I'm just going to put a little bit of my blood now onto the slide. It's hard to do on yourself. You can see I've got a little sample on this slide. I'll show you in a second. So, I don't know if you guys can see, I've got a tiny little sample of my blood happening on this slide now, and I'm going to look at it under the microscope. So, bear with me. Alrighty, let's see. Sorry, you got ultra close up of my nose. Hopefully you can't see any nose hairs or something like that. Alright, let me get this happening. Okay. Let's turn it around. Can you see the computer? No, you can't. I've got to put it down lower. All right, you're just going to have to hang 5 seconds. I'll show you in a second. Let me just get it in focus. It was a good idea in theory, showing you guys along live, but probably should have done it when I had someone at home with me to help maneuver the camera. Okay, it's not a great sample because there's lots of air bubbles under the thing. So I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. And my blood's not ideal, great still. All right, so, so those big round circle things you can see, that's just air bubbles under the sample. Okay, so that's nothing in my blood. It's moving really fast, which means I'm very hydrated at the moment. Okay, so that will settle down a little bit. But just to give you an idea, these two little guys here are white blood cells. These here are all my red blood cells. And there's obviously a higher amount of fluid in my blood at the moment, which is why it's moving so quickly. It will slow down a little bit. At first glance, I can't see super clear at the moment because it's moving so quickly. But I would say there's still probably a little bit of irritation in my blood at present. Let's have a bit of a cruise around and see if we can get it to just calm its farm. It's starting to slow down a little bit there now. So you can see there's still a little bit of stickiness. And what I mean by that is those red blood cells are still sticking to each other a little more than what I would like to see them. These white blood cells are very active, and that's fantastic. You want to see that because it means my immune system is still working really hard. It's still cleaning up any bits and pieces that's going on in my body. So let's have a little bit of a cruise around though. So bear with this camera work. Hope you're not getting too dizzy. Put it back on me so you don't get confused just while I have to cruise around. Yeah, note to yourself, don't try and do a live blood analysis on my own again. I'll get someone to come and hold the camera in future. So, see, there's still a little bit of stickiness. Now, I'm pretty happy with that because I'll show you the video that I took on day 2 of COVID, and it was completely different. It was very, very inflamed. So these these red blood cells aren't super sticky. There's a little bit of stickiness you can see there. Oh, a bit of a deformed red blood cell. That one will get eaten up by a white blood cell eventually. These shadowing you can see in some of the red blood cells tells me that I'm a bit dehydrated at the moment. And yeah, I haven't had my usual 1 litre of water that I have most mornings at the moment. Again, another really active, happy white blood cell there. So that's good. I think that's about all really I want to show you. Let's just have another bit of a cruise. See, all those big things are just, yeah, it was a crap sample. There's obviously got air, it's gotten underneath the sample, which is why you're seeing those those big round things. Yeah, I'm really happy with my white blood cells. Really, really happy. They're really healthy looking white blood cells, and they're not mutated at all. So quite often when we see people with post-viral infections, the white blood cells can get really mutated. That's more of a chronic picture that we would see. So obviously I'll be keeping an eye on my white blood cells over the next few months to make sure that my immune system recovers properly. So there's just still a tiny bit of inflammation. You can see some stickiness going on. We want to see these red blood cells flowing freely on their own, because their job is to bind to oxygen and deliver that around the body. So we don't want them all stuck together. We want to see beautiful, smooth, round membranes, which affects the cell membrane potential and your body's ability to basically cells to communicate with one another. You can see there's a really, oh, oops, I bumped it, sorry. I'll show you again when I focus it again. Is an oxidized, damaged little red blood cell there. Hopefully I'm showing you guys. A bit hard for you guys maybe to see, but it's like a shriveled up red blood cell. So now the immune system will come along and gobble that up and get rid of it. But I'm really happy with that. So if you ever have the chance to come and do a live blood analysis with me, do come. We'll have a look at what's going on with you. And I'll post in the comments now the video I took of my blood day 2 of COVID. It was really quite messy. Hope you're having an awesome day. See you soon. Cannot finish it for some reason. Sorry.